Make the Vintage Wonders quilt with me, using AGF's 10-inch fabric wonders. This design is so traditional and yet modern, and when used with the gorgeous all-over prints in Fairview Avenue, this quilt gives me vintage, nostalgic, cozy vibes. Grab yourself a 10-inch fabric wonder from Fairview Avenue, and let's get started. Place two 10-inch fabric squares on top of each other following the fabric pairing guide. You will find it in the description box below. Feel free to use your own fabric pairings by pairing a light fabric and a dark fabric together. Once you have paired all your squares, take a pair of squares and line your quilting ruler up on the 2.5-inch line on the bottom edge and cut. Next, line the ruler up to the sides of one of your pair of squares and repeat this same process. Using a rotating cutting mat works great, so you can rotate your mat to cut the other two sides following the same process without having to touch the fabric. Once you have made all the cuts, you will reveal two 5-inch squares, 8 2.5-inch squares, and 8 2.5 by 5.5-inch rectangles. With all these pieces, you are able to create two quilt blocks. It's the same quilt block construction, but the fabrics will be placed differently, creating opposite fabric placements in each block. Repeat this same process with all your paired squares, cutting at 2.5 inches on each side to reveal your block pieces, making sure you make 2 blocks for each pairing. As I was cutting my pieces, I placed all my pieces on a cutting mat, laying out all my block pieces following the block design, so they were all in order and ready to be chain pieced together. I brought it over to my sewing machine and started to chain stitch my rows together. Once I had all my rows complete, I sewed my rows together to create all 40 blocks. I squared up each block to 8.5 inches using a square ruler and my rotating cutting mat. Once all the blocks are squared, feel free to create your own quilt layout or follow mine. How I sewed my blocks together can be found in the description box below. There is no wrong or right way. The fun part is placing them next to each other and following your heart. Choose your favorite backing fabric from Fairview Avenue and quilt with some straight lines 1 inch apart. Measuring in at approximately 42 by 59 inches, this quilt is a perfect lap quilt for reading or hand stitching by the fire on a cold winter evening. Until next time, stay warm and happy sewing.